my experience is definitely gone from highs and lows, as a lot of people have known. I've had some, a lot of injuries I've gone through. Going to 7 elbow surgeries I've had my appendix removed, all in the 4 years I've played here. But overall, definitely a great experience. I wouldn't change it for a thing. I met, my fiance here. Met some great friends who are going to be in my wedding, going to be, talking to them the rest of my life. Coaches that, really have influenced me to become a better person, a better football player, a better man. And I think my experience here has been outstanding. I mean, I've fought through a lot of things, but that's what life's about. You got to fight and keep battling. So I'd say it's been good.
J.J. Raffleson first encountered his elbow injury in his junior year of high school.
Junior year in high school, I dislocated my elbow pretty bad. I was out of its socket for a while. They actually got to put it back intact on the field. It took them a little while, but there was actually a surgeon there at that playoff game, away game, so he was able to do it, and they said it healed pretty well.
After that injury, Raffleson had another similar occurrence his senior year, but for the most part remained healthy until the spring of 2012, his redshirt freshman year. While lifting weights during the offseason, the linebacker would hear a pop in his elbow and later on found out that he had torn his UCL. Raffleson held off the surgery until after the season so he could play the year. Once returning, again JJ would re-injure the elbow, but this time he was able to return in just about 6 weeks after surgery to play against Minnesota. Still playing with a lot of discomfort though, Raffleson would reach the peak of his pain in Youngstown, Ohio.
Where I wake up not feeling well as the day goes on, you get towards the game, like a 4 o'clock game, I'm out there, I'm like, oh, I don't feel good. I have a sharp pain in my stomach. I can barely run, barely lift my leg. I play about 2.5 quarters and start throwing up blood, and I'm throwing up all over the field, all over in the locker room at halftime. And they took me out, and I almost ruptured my appendix. So I had that removed in Ohio. Oh yeah, then I had a week after that, or a week or two after I had my appendix removed, I had my other elbow surgery. So then that took me about another 4 or 5 months to recover that second nerve surgery I had. And then I actually felt probably the best I felt after that one. Play the first game, I feel great. Second game, just take a wrong fall, guy falls on top of me, I feel my elbow kind of snap a little bit, make it pop. I ended up tearing my UCL again, and my nerve is just all messed up, and they think it could be from me tearing that again. About Illinois State was the week that I found that I had only a couple more weeks left, that they said you really shouldn't be playing anymore because you could do lifelong damage. It could happen, you don't know. Friday, Coach Ward told everybody, on the defense, has said this could be his last game. It probably should be after all he's gone through. You just need a battle, not just for him, but for our team and whatnot.
First, it's just heartbreak because I know how much he puts into it, and I've been, even when we were being like off season, we'd work out with each other, and it's just one of those things that you don't really think of at the time. And the fact that he come up and told me, he said, this is gonna be my last game. It's just one of those things that just you give your heartbreak because that's your brother.
I mean, it's a sad thing, especially with JJ, because he helps lead this defense so much. It's kind of like a crutch for me on the field as well. We do everything 50-50 on the defense. So hearing that was his last game playing with me, it hit me hard, and I knew I had to give everything I could because he's done the same thing for me.
And then just that heartbreaking loss that we had versus Illinois State, I was like, I can't go out like that in the last second field goal. So I somehow convinced them to let me play one more. And I didn't practice all week or whatnot, but I suited up for that game, and I definitely gave it my all. It hurt a lot, but it was worth it just to go out there one more time and be able to play with all those guys.
He's been an inspiration for a lot of people, including myself, as long as the rest of the coaching staff. He's what you want. He's really what you want to coach. He's one of the big reasons why I get into coaching, is to coach people like that, and not just because of his performance, but because of the person that he is. He embodies everything you want, in a college student athlete.
I would describe him as a warrior. The stuff that he's done and just been through with his elbow, I told him, I was like, man, after the third one I might have been done, and he's going on 5 or 6. So, It's definitely a crazy thing to think about as well. And you know, I don't know, you'll be watching him play, and he'll just get up and he'll literally just grab someone. He'll pick himself up with his left arm and not even use his right. So, I mean, that's crazy. I always look at that and I'm always like, oh man, I hope he's okay. You know, I always talk to him after the game because we're roommates, obviously, and I'm like, how you feeling? He goes, you know, I'm hurting, and I was like, I don't know how you doing, man.
Oh, he's one of the nicest kids you'll ever meet. I know when I first met him, all his tattoos were kind of intimidating and all that, but I mean, he's another great guy at heart. He loves kids. He's a big family guy. I mean, as you saw, he got married in the first game. He's a big family guy, and he loves the community that he lives in.
He's just been an absolute warrior. He hasn't practiced, you know, very much, you know, since early in the season. But yet, you know, he's a guy that just wants to be out there on Saturday, and when he goes out there, it's like he hasn't missed a beat.
The amount of pain and suffering he endured would take a toll on anyone. However, for Raffleson, it didn't matter. The motivation inside him to keep fighting was far greater than to give up.
It's just the love of the game that just brings you back no matter what the situation is. It's tough, you know, knowing that this could be the last for me, you know, as I talk to my surgeons, and you know, they say, we could try to get you back. It's just, yeah, we don't know if it's the smartest decision to make after having 7 elbow surgeries. That's unheard of. You know, I've been cut open, I couldn't tell you what, 13 times maybe, and both arms, you know, with one in my left arm and probably about 12 different incisions in my right arm. So, you know, I'm cut up all over, scar tissue buildup. I have tendonitis. I have like carpal tunnel in my wrist. You know, I've had some stuff taken out there. It just, you know, a lot of things have gone on, but ultimately I'm young, so I feel like I can heal better. And I just want to come back and play more than anything in the world. But really, it's just the love of the game. Ultimately, is what it comes down to. Is you love the game, then you're going to keep playing it until physically someone grabs you and pulls you out and says you can't do it no more.
Seeing their teammate give it his all provided a lesson for both Trenton Norvell and Kevin Kinsel when it came to football.
Just to play every game like it's your last, you never know when it's going to be over.
Playing with heart. I mean, he's played with the most heart I've ever been around. He's, I mean, exceptionally talented, but what makes him even better is how much heart he plays for and the effort he puts forth on the field.
Despite everything that J.J. Raffleson has gone through, no matter how small it may be, there's a chance the captain makes a return to football.
There's a good chance that was the last game of my life. I'm not going to say no that I'm not going to come back, but I'm not going to say yeah. I mean, I couldn't tell you which way I'm leaning right now. Right now, I'm leaning as I'm done, because, you know, I just had surgery. It's going to be a long recovery. I don't want to have any more surgeries. I'd probably, if I had another surgery, I'd be really, really down in the dumps. I mean, I already am, but, you know, I can only have so much more, they said, until they can't go in again, because they'll lose all blood flow to my elbow, and then I will lose all feeling. Just knowing if I could take one more hit and then I'm done, like I could lose all feeling the rest of my life, that's really nervous. It makes me really nervous. So I'd probably say I'm leaning more towards right now probably being done. If I am done, though, I don't think I'm going to rule out football. I think I might come back and be a GA and help coach, maybe get my master's degree then, you know, something like that. But I'm going to be optimistic with it. If I somehow heal within 7 months, 8 months, and I'm like better than I've ever been in my life, there could be a chance.